Then came the final lap, and the champion switched on. What happened next was unbelievable.
McElhinney of Ireland, watch him, former European junior bronze medalist at 5,000. So away they go. Jakob Ingebrigtsen takes a quick glance at his watch there. Jimmy Gressier slots in behind Ingebrigtsen there, sort of... there they are, top of the picture now in the red and white of France is Jimmy Gressier. He's a great racer, Gressier. He's really progressed nicely. He found his first big victories on the cross-country circuit at age group level in the European cross-country, but then he's become a massive star on the track as well, and a smart racer. So many of these fellas have got world-class ability at 1,500 metres and 5,000 and 10,000. It's a different world, Alex, from 10 or 15 years ago.
100%, and looks like Simos Batasius, who's leading them out there, who's the front runner and won at the European Team Championships over 1,500 metres. On the questions, I mean, we've been asking it, what is the sharpness like of Jakob Ingebrigtsen? It's a mystery to find out. But another question is, how much is he in the minds of the other athletes? Sometimes talked about in the past, the Mo Farah effect. We definitely talked about that 2 years ago in Rome, when we weren't sure who actually had the belief that they could beat Jakob Ingebrigtsen. And even if he isn't sharp, he's still sharp up top. He's got that great tactical brain, he's got that pedigree, and it's interesting to see who actually knows that they should push early on to really test him, rather than leaving it to be too tactical a race that he could later control.
63.9 that first lap, it's 13.20 pace. Jakob Ingebrigtsen hasn't raced since the 21st of September, when he was 10th in that World Championship, 5,000 metres. He's fifth from the left there, right at the back of the field, along with Gressier. All that, and his brother Philip there is third.
Occasions, Weir and Favre have often used the same coach.
2:11 at 800 metres. That second lap was about a 66. It was much slower than the opener of 64. The Finn Eikelat moving down the outside there, maybe hoping to inject a little bit of respectability. This Lobalu in the red of Switzerland, tucked in there in fifth place. The Briton James West in fourth at the moment, covering everything. The big name is towards the back, just letting these early laps click by. You've got to remember that Jakob Ingebrigtsen, it's not that long ago that he set a world record for 1,500 metres, on the way to setting a world record for the mile indoors. Here's a supreme middle distance racer. Josh Kerr enjoying the limelight at the moment after that world record at the mile in London, some 3 weeks ago. But it's Ingebrigtsen that, if he can get fully fit, will set tracks alight up against Josh Kerr if we can get them to race each other. The first kilometre, well, it's very slow indeed. 4:21 at 1,600 metres. They have just run a 64. It's beginning to become a little bit more respectable, and that's why they're in single file now. 23 men there, look at that, strung out. There's probably about 25-30 metres between the front and the back of this field, but nobody worrying yet. Nobody yet has got the bull by the horns. And Alex, there's a bit of breeze around the stadium, but actually it is a lovely night. It's a gorgeous temperature for middle distance and long distance racing, and I would love to see somebody set this alight by kicking away or start making them work for it.
Well, interesting you say that, because Thomas Heikler, who's leading the way at the moment, he actually broke away at the Finnish Championships, a man who has a background in orienteering, to do the double, 5,000 and 10,000 metres, surprising many to win that title. And it was said at the time that his spirit in those national championship races was very much needed. And it looks like he's looking up at the big screen, he's very conscious of his position, but he's very happy to do the hard work at the moment with 7 to go.
Yeah, he is. They continue to lap here in, well, what a modest time for most of this field. That fifth lap, 64.99, 2005.26. So they're on about 13:35 pace. It is very slow, and I suspect Jakob Ingebrigtsen, and we'll talk about him because he is the big enigma in this race, towards the back of the field. I suspect he's quite happy about this first half being slow. If anybody was going to test his fitness, they'd need to make this this first half of the race quicker. And as I say that, he must have been listening. Lobalu has hit the front. Now, he's the first of the big names to really show his cards, and he's probably decided, right, enough is enough. 2,000 metres there. We're getting through to 2005.26. This is becoming a dawdle. I don't put in those weeks, those months of tremendously hard training to jog round for 6 or 8 laps, and now the racing is underway in earnest. Lobalu has hit the front for half a lap or so. And this will cause a little bit more of a panic back in the pack, Alex, and that's what can become tiring, and there's pushing and shoving and jostling for position. And if you're right at the back and somebody kicks hard off the front and they're 13 metres ahead of you, you've got some work to do.
Yeah, so we were looking out for Labalu and Gressier in particular, because they're the ones that they've shown that they can live at times with Ingebrigtsen's pace. And Labalu, of course, European 10,000 metre champion 2 years ago and 5,000 metre bronze medalist, has a 1,500 PB of 3:34, and also did the Berlin half marathon in March. So he has good range, and he's looking to win this 5,000 title for the first time. Looks to be doing both events here as well. And you just wondered how conscious he'd be of his position, but at the moment, very happy to lead on out front. You can see Brian Fay is still there near the sharp end of the pack, and Hakeler hasn't dropped back too much either, but working his way through gradually has been Jimmy Gressier.
Yeah, Gressier recognised the danger, very smart. He's up in about 7th or 8th place now. Brem of Germany, now there's a new name, Florian Brem. He is 25 years old, but in Turku, as I mentioned earlier, a couple of months back, he ran a super fast 12:56. And most significant about that was he improved from 13:09 to 12:56. It was an 11-second improvement. Pinto there, getting a little clatter mid-race. They're gone through 3,000 metres now, and that 3,000 metres time, 8:07. But the running is becoming a little bit more significant now, and this is going to be a hard run from home. I'm delighted Labalu has done this. It hasn't become a milers race. It looks like now, as long as Labalu keeps his head down, because they're bunching behind him, which suggests he hasn't really started asking questions. But I'd like to see this become a test of strength now over this final mile.
Well, Gressier perhaps becomes the big dangerman once you've done what he did at the World Championship last year and come through for 10,000 goal. You can pretty much do anything. Look at Pinto just further behind, a 1:45 800-metre runner, a personal best last year, and he's only done 3 5,000 races, according to his World Athletics profile coming into this.
Jakob Ingebrigtsen moving up round the outside. He was towards the back of the field, and it's 4 across there, 4 abreast as they ease around this bend with just over 4 laps to run. Ingebrigtsen just under 4 laps to run, I should say. Ingebrigtsen moving right round the outside there in the red in about 8th place at the moment, and this is ridiculous. I must admit, I'm determined in my thought that 23 is too many in a 5,000 metre championship 5,000 without pacemakers. At least when you have pacemakers, it's strung out and it's a little bit tidier. But with 23 in a 5,000, look at that pack up front. About 15 or 16 athletes covered by, well, a very long, big blanket. It's tight.
Yes, and suddenly I think Jakob Ingebrigtsen can sniff the opportunity, and if he's looking round with a couple of laps to go, surely he'll feel confident enough to do that classic long wind up for home. But Gressier is going to say, oh no you don't. Look, just gesturing towards one another.
3 laps to go, and they come through this time in the big pair side by side. Jakob Ingebrigtsen has hit the front for about 115 metres, having languished at the back of the field through the first half. Jimmy Gressier, the reigning world champion at 10,000 metres in that white vest for France, on his shoulder. They're glancing around each other. It's still a game of cat and mouse. Britain's James West there in the white vest in about 8th place on the outside. Labalu down the outside, moving really well. The reigning European champion from Rome 2 years ago at 10,000 metres. This is fascinating. Nobody's really put their foot down yet and hit big acceleration as they go through 4K now. 10:48, that one at 2:41, still not quick.
Pinto just about staying on his feet. Ingebrigtsen not giving him any room at the moment. I think he was just saying to Gressier, hold back, don't go at the moment. Well, Gressier's going to do what he wants.
Well, Jakob Ingebrigtsen of old, I think, would have stayed at the front now. Gressier's hit the front, and they've got him walled in now. Labalu there holding Jakob Ingebrigtsen into 3rd place. The other Norwegian, Mira, not as much known about him, but he's giving a good account of himself at the moment. McElhinney down the outside with Griggs, those green Irish vests very much up there at the moment. Pinto boxed on the inside in about 5th place. As you mentioned, great 800-metre speed from him, and this is turning into a slow race, a slower race than I would have liked as they go into the back straight for the penultimate time. Gressier winding up, and he has got a heck of a kick on him. Can they get in front of him here? Labalu in 2nd, Jakob Ingebrigtsen in 3rd. Still looking good. When you remember this is his first race since September, he's giving a good account of himself. And Brem, you have to respect that German vest. He can finish fast.
Yes, especially after that recent personal best, and he's a 3:37 1500 runner. He won the German indoor 3,000 title as well. We haven't seen too much of him but he appears there on the outside in that bright vest. Labalu still there on the outside, has a clean run through, as does Gressier out front. Ingebrigtsen a little bit tucked in now as Prem makes a move.
They come to the bell this time. 400 metres to run. Jimmy Gressier leads. Brehm of Germany in second. Jakob Ingebrigtsen in third, the defending champion. Can he pull one out of the bag here? Coming back from surgery in February. Labalu, the European 10,000 metre champion in the red of Switzerland in fourth. Dagino of France making a big move there down the outside up into the top 4 or 5. Look too for Adi Ali back in the orange of the Netherlands there. Jimmy Gressier controlling this one. He's run a really smart race these last 3 or 4 laps. He knows he's got the speed to keep this field at bay. Has Brehm got the legs there? Has Jakob Ingebrigtsen? He has to give Brehm a little shove in the back there as the German leans in. But it's down to these 4 now surely. It's Labalu in the red of Switzerland hasn't got the speed. Gressier, yet another little glance over his shoulder. Kicks for home now. It's top speed. And Brehm on the shoulder of Gressier. And look at Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Has he got the legs? I think he has. This is astonishing. It's miraculous. Ingebrigtsen retains his gold. Oh my word. He fooled them all. Absolutely incredible. He is back with a massive capital B. Jakob Ingebrigtsen, not back from the dead, but back from the depths to become European champion once more at 5,000 metres. And the best of the world over this last year or so, defeated by this man who hasn't raced for something like 10 months. Unbelievable. Goodness me, he is the real deal, this fella. Why did we ever doubt him? 13:15, the winning time. All the hard running coming in that final kilometre. Brehm, a brilliant silver for Germany. Dagino, look, getting ahead of his compatriot by a couple of tenths of a second to take the bronze. And Mira making it 2 Norwegians in the first 5. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen, boy, oh boy, 6 weeks decent training behind him. That's what his manager, Daniel Westfeld, told me at lunchtime today at a little celebration of Jack Buckner's win 40 years ago. And his record stays in place, by the way, his championship record. Wow.
Well, Jakob Ingebrigtsen stayed in the game and he played an ace card at the end. And it looked like they were pushing out initially. The underdogs like Batasius and Hakeler leading the way out, but it became slow. Labalu at the front, we thought one of the big challenges here, unable to do it, and who would have bet on that? Dagino finishes ahead of Gressier, the world 10,000 champion, because he was in it. And that big line-astern burn-up over the last couple of laps. What an extraordinary race, and it means Ingebrigtsen, of course, 4 times in a row, so doing one more than Mo Farah did between 2010 and 2014. What an extraordinary performance.
And I mean this in the nicest possible way, an absolute freak of nature. It's astonishing what he can churn out. And some people have even said over this last year or so, Alex, when he's been down and out with injuries, maybe he's had his time. Well, he's only 25 and his time is starting afresh.
They'd love to say that. They'd love to say that over 1,500 metres as well, but 5,000 for him, that's
What a comeback. Jakob Ingebrigtsen proved once again that champions never stay down. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible athletics moments.